So guys, I haven't been posting at all for the past couple of days. I came down with the ultimate flu, and now that I'm feeling a little bit better, let's run down through all the latest updates. Just last week, we talked about a feature-packed software update that brings a ton of new goodies to all the vehicle lineup. This software here is dubbed the summer update, as the last major update we've gone was the spring update, and that came with a ton of new features as well. Now this summer update here specifically is not available to the public when it was first announced, and it was only detected internally by Not a Tesla app, and that was when there was a first wave of employees testing it on their own vehicles. It had gone out to the quality assurance team, making sure that every part of this update was going to be perfect once it releases. Now, although the majority of us have no clue what is included in it, we did get our first preview, as within the release itself, it indicated a bunch of different changes and a bunch of different features. Now, unfortunately for us, things didn't go as planned, and the release of this update was pushed back because of some bugs that were found within some of the specific apps. All of this needed to be addressed before bundling it up into a package again and releasing it to the public. Now, if you want to know all the features within this update, definitely go check out my previous video. I ran down through all the little details and what you can be expecting once you have this running in your vehicles. I'll drop that link in the description below, and I'll have a pop-up right up top there for you guys to click on. But there is so many things here that we have been wanting for the longest time, and finally Tesla has listened and they are bringing it here. Now, in regards to this delay, there is one really positive note that had come to all of this because of the circumstances and the anticipation for all of these features and all the pressure we have been given. This is where they have decided to go ahead with the release, removing some of the problematic areas and just getting it out to all of us as quickly as possible. We will get to that in a second here, but let's talk about some of the main features and some of the features we didn't expect to come with this update at all. First off, this update is now rolling out to the public as we speak, and that means that anytime now you may be getting it in your car. So go ahead and open that Tesla app or hop in your vehicle and see if it's already preloaded there and ready to install. This is going out to practically everyone around the world at the exact same time. So a lot of people have already had it running in their vehicles right now. Now this update here, still the summer update, packs a ton of new features. I won't highlight all of them. Definitely go check out the previous video. As I mentioned, I dropped that link in the description below. But this here brings a ton of new features, apps, as well as some of the key areas that I really personally like. Some of those really important and critical things that I find would be perfect inside of a Tesla is things such as the weather forecast, air quality index, the big one being the navigate to sub-destinations, as well as a new parental control where it allows you to set curfews for your children. There is so many mind-blowingly cool stuff coming in this update, so this is where a lot of us are excited about, and this is where the crazy anticipation comes in. However, I would say that one of the biggest thing that people have ever requested is the inclusion of more streaming services, things such as Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and the rest of the streamers out there. But this update here was supposed to pack the new YouTube Music app, which does contain that bug that we have talked about and which will not be included in this update. So instead of the build 2024.26, this build here, 2024.26.1, is going to come without that one specific feature, but it will still include the Amazon Music. So if you do use that service, it is available for you right now. Alright, so outside of those new features, we also do have a revamped climate control UI. Finally, after having the exact same layout for years, ever since the Model 3 was first introduced, they are making some updates to the screen, giving us a much more simplistic and modern UI and user experience in general. At first glance, you may find it hard to realize all the differences, but right here, in comparison to the old layout, you will see that it is much less cluttered, and you will see that they have removed the borders to each button, they have consolidated all the sub-menus together, and they have made things in the exact placement that you want them. Now, what's so clever about their choice of design here is they have purposely hidden a lot of the features and buttons that you may have been accustomed to, and will only reveal them when the car is in park. This means that things such as dog mode, camp mode, and keep climate is only available when your car is stationary and will completely disappear out of your view when the car is moving. Now, another thing you'll notice here straight away when you compare the two UIs, the old versus the new, is that you're going with approximately 23 buttons on the screen, now down to simply just 10. That is a huge knockoff from the entire view of what you're seeing, and it will make it a lot more simplistic when you are driving and you simply just want to hit that one button. So yeah, overall, I think this is just a really great refresh, and I'm sure there is a lot of other things they can do. At this point right now, for the very first update, I think it is actually really nice, but there are some little points here and there, such as turning up the contrast for each button, maybe making the buttons darker, and making it more available as touch points. These are things that they can update incrementally as we request it. Now, going back to the absence of YouTube music, this is definitely just going to be a temporary thing, and it will start to appear probably a few decimal point updates after. But in place of this missing app for now, they have given us something else, something more, and I think something even better than what we had expected. Going from just the last build that the QA was testing to this build here, they have managed to add some additional features that we just found out. A new autopilot feature was just recently detected in the latest build, bringing a lot of improvements to the stop sign detection control. And this is where a lot of us have been extremely patient, hoping for this to finally come, and it has made its way here. Now, of course, this is only beneficial to full self-driving customers living outside of North America, because the stacks are completely different, and the stack that is running in Europe and Asia is one that does not do the control and the entire self-driving experience. However, it does do a lot of the things that would make highway driving really seamless. Now, highway driving is in no comparison to city street driving when you have to deal with stop signs and traffic lights, and the feature here specifically, the stop light sign control, this is where the car is able to stop at a red light when it approaches and it sees that it's about to turn. Now, the only downside about this feature ever since it was first released is that it always requires a driver confirmation regardless of what the color is, meaning that if it does see a green light, instead of just going through, it will always ask you to confirm, just to ensure that it is taking all its precaution before proceeding. Now, I would say that this driver confirmation alone, having to pull down the stalk to let it know that it's safe to go through the green light, this defeats the purpose completely, and it makes the driving experience not as good. But because of this update that has pushed out today, a lot of users in Europe and in Asia is really going to appreciate what they have done. No longer are you going to have to confirm. The car will just keep proceeding across all intersections as long as the light is green, and will stop when the light is red. There is no driver confirmation, there's no additional controls necessary. This is just going to be a seamless experience, and it's going to be your first look at what is to come with full self-driving. Now, that's not all, and I think this next one is going to be one that all of you are really going to appreciate. With the new Autopilot update here, it is now going to be using vision system for speed sign detection. That means that it will now be able to detect the speed limit right in front of you rather than relying on the navigation and the GPS. So it is going to be a lot more accurate in general. When you're going down the freeway, the highway, or even in the city streets, it will adjust for all of those limits. Now, all of this is just really crazy, and originally I thought that the spring update was going to be the biggest update of this year, but now I would have to say that the summer update is going to be the best update, as this will be marking the very first time that Tesla has updated any part of the base autopilot system. ever since they switched focus over to full self-driving supervised in North America. Now, like I said, Tesla has already begun rolling this out, so the majority of you guys have either already gotten it or you're going to be getting it in the next few hours to the next couple of days. So be patient and keep looking at your phone, keep looking at your Tesla, and see if you have this going. But as of right now, this is going to be the most exciting thing we have seen in a long time. I will continue to keep you guys as updated as possible on everything that comes up, so definitely stick around, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, and definitely follow me on Twitter at HeyJohnE. Over there you guys can chat with me, DM me, and I will respond to you as quickly as possible. And now that I'm feeling a little bit better, there is going to be a ton more videos rolling out in the next couple of days, so definitely stay tuned. But this should wrap it up for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is John once again. Peace out.